Accept British naval dominance. An alliance with the Shade. If we cannot take their place in the sun, then we shall ally to those who cast the shadow over us. You get the last one once you've done alliance with the Shade and you're in a faction with Britain. Okay. Carte blanche for Alsace and French colonies. France's current ruling party is communist. We can't get that. At least we get to see the faction name. It should be different than the Allies. That's true. Logistics. I love the fact that we're going with the Shade with a Great Britain that has no colonies. Like, we're gonna ally with those with their place in the sun, except they have no places in the sun. They're actually significantly weaker than we are. Is there anything else in 38 that we need to do? Yeah, we can upgrade our artillery and our AT and our AA, seeing as I'm building all of them. Ah, you did get infantry expert. Alright, well that's good. And you also have organizer already. Nice. Still need to get Guderian organizer though. We should also start working on air doctrines. Germany-UK alliance. Faction name? Denouncing France. Communist China joined the Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. China declared war on Communist China. Communist China joined Japan. Interesting. Let's recall Leto Vorbeck. I want to see how good he actually is. It doesn't seem to have arrived yet.
Angetreten.
I want to see how awesome his hat is. Where is he? He could be dead from the Jian incident. Well, why the hell did it let me choose him? Yep, it's not on the list. Did the decision bug? I don't know. I don't know what's normal to happen, except for the fact that I know I didn't get him. Well, alliance with the Shade focus is supposed to be anti-communist, as opposed to anti-France. So we'll be going Eastern Front and then down the tackle communist threat. And Spain is also not Republican, so that's not a problem either. The fall of Nanjing, the capital of the Republic of China, Nanjing has been occupied by forces from the Empire of Japan. Despite fierce resistance from the walled city's Chinese defenders, Japanese troops managed to capture the Zhongshan Gate and fought their way into the city. Oh, you're talking about China. Okay. Great Britain welcomes us to the... Great Britain has decided to accept our request to join the... Henceforth, we shall stand or fall together. We will set aside our differences for now. The German Empire joined the... Earlier today, Great Britain and the German Empire issued a joint statement. The latter has formally been granted member status of the... Whether the partnership will be used for offensive or defensive purposes remains to be seen, but undoubtedly extensive joint military planning is already underway. We're not actually in a faction. It bugged out. It's not just it has no name, it's that we're not in an alliance with them. Great Britain opinion of German Empire is not at least 100. Yeah, I'm going to need to force that faction. Where is it? Great faction. Your faction name here. Anglo-Saxon alliance is pretty good. The European Union. Oh, yeah, it's got to be. Oh, you're hurting me, chat. You're hurting me! Ouch! Great Britain has accepted the offer to join the new faction. Done. The dawn of the European Union. Wilhelm III announced today that the German Empire has reached out to form a new alliance. The European Union has made public their intent to cooperate in the case of war. Also, I just screwed up a bit because I unpaused the game while Allow Diplo is still active. Nanjing just fell. I need to wait until the focus is finished and we'll see if that still happens. Right. Did we form a faction with them? No. Alright. Allow Diplo. Yes, man. Turn off Allow Diplo until they accept it. And then we're going to turn off Allow Diplo. Yes, man. There we go. We are still not at 100 opinion. So we'll need to do this for a time. There we go. 100. So now we just need the political power. Cool. And yeah, because France is not communist, we can't go carte blanche for Alsace-Lorraine. Well, in that case, I would say it's time for the Reichsautobahn. Or Kaiserwerk. Kaiserwerk. I do like that they've changed the names of these. So instead of the Volkswagen, we have Wilhelmwagen. We must rid ourselves of the fickle influence of the private capitalists. Therefore, we will form an industrial conglomerate under our control to oversee growth in the mining and steel sectors, as this will form the backbone of our military industry. I think it became the again. No? See, it says there, proudly, European Union over the Britain. Why are you going that way? Go that way. Oh, we need to train small units. So I want to train 2 more of these. Then a couple of these. And we are now low on artillery and armoured cars. Armoured cars we're low on because we're not actually producing any. That's a thing I can easily fix. fact, let's get 2 of those in production. Light tanks we're fine on... What was the other thing? Artillery. Okay. Do that. Perfect.
Befehle!
Another alternate history country today. I like to see this in vanilla. This is vanilla, right? This is vanilla, yes. I like your hesitation, though. It changes for the democratic path as well. Oh, that's cool. Nice touch. Britain will go and start a bunch of wars with their ex-colonies, and he can help them win those. Okay. If I want to. If I feel like it. May 38. We could start working on these now. That's probably the right thing to do. Or we can start on the air doctrine. You know what? I like that idea. We can start on the air doctrine. Tanks are a 39 thing. I don't have any ahead of time bonuses for them. Yet. Not to mention none of the design companies either. I've been having to spend my political power on other stuff. Asgard. Will I bother forcing France into communism? Absolutely not. France is repealing the law of exile as we speak. Communist China has capitulated. The Chinese government has gone into exile. The main forces have capitulated to China, who is now in control of the home area. At some point we will do a red alert scenario. I mean, that's effectively what this will be. Except France should be communist in that run. Germany and Britain allied versus France and the Soviets. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what France does, whether they go Napoleon or not. Or one of the other two. Because they're going to be making that choice very soon. What are the Dutch doing? Cornerstone of colonial defence. They've still not gone for Oranje Bolven. And now I don't need to bother with naval doctrines. Who would want to go with the naval doctrine? Ugh, ships. Oh, and we can also edit these slightly more. So I wanted to add light tanks to these units. It'll give us a smidgen of armour and just make these a little bit tougher. Now, do I want to make you light armoured? Which gives you a tiny bit more of that, or we're going to give you more recon. Or we're just going to keep you with motorised recon. I think I'm just going to keep you motorised recon, honestly. Infantry divisions are going to want field hospitals. I would say so are the motorised, because they're still kind of squishy. And then the panzer divisions are going to want logistics, because they're going to be very heavy. And probably also field hospitals, frankly. And then we'll probably replace the support artillery for signals. Yeah, that's true, actually. We could add motorised artillery here. Oh, we didn't add the tanks. Whoops. Well, we'll need some more army experience before we can do that. Kaiserreich are finished. Let's go and get the Wilhelmwagen. And then we can get the research slot. Then we can start working on the Reichsautobahn. We still have a fair bit of infrastructure to chew through. We will allow our citizens to purchase their own future people's car through a savings scheme, which, in turn, we'll use to finance the construction of the factories that will eventually contribute to building these cars.
Befehle!
And we are going to have quite a few troops to train, so we should get the experience. We are now short on tanks as well. Although, once we start switching out the Panzer unit tanks for mediums instead of lights will regain the light tank, so we don't think we really need to produce more. Pakistan and India have peaced out. Bangladesh and Pakistan have peaced out. Good stuff. More tensions now at 36. You're still working in the law of exile. And here we go. Request restoration of the British titles. In 1917, the British Parliament voted to revoke all British peerages and royal titles from the German royal and princely families. Now that we are allies and are enjoying excellent relations, perhaps it's time to request the reversal of this decision. This will undoubtedly lead to unparalleled rewards. British government accepts the request. The British government has decided to support our request for the reinstatement of the British peerages and the royal titles of the German royal and princely families. They propose a grand royal ceremony of the century to which all German royalty is invited to personally be returned the titles that they were wrongfully taken 2 decades ago. It is proposed by imperial advisers that the entire extended royal family make a grand entrance using the very pinnacle of German technology. The state-of-the-art Hindenburg airship would suit the occasion perfectly. Excellent idea, send a liaison. Princess Victoria Louise is sent ahead to aid in the preparations of the grand ceremony. This will tax our government's resources somewhat. Excellent idea. We shall travel together. We're no longer improving relations, but that's okay. Yes, thank you. Cancelled. I got it. It seems slightly bugged. Okay, give me a second. In a terrible tragedy, the Hindenburg was destroyed today while attempting to dock in London. For reasons not yet determined, the airship was engulfed in flames and crashed to the ground, claiming the lives of all passengers and crew aboard, including virtually all members of the extended German imperial family. The only survivor of this is Princess Victoria Louise, who was sent ahead to aid in the preparations of the ceremony. The princess, the third to bear the name Victoria, after her grandmother, the German Empress Victoria, and her great-grandmother, Queen Victoria, has therefore become the only remaining heir to the throne. Still shaken from having lost her family, she is now nevertheless ascended to the throne as Kaiserin Victoria I of the German Empire. The Kaiser is dead. Long live the Kaiserin. Kaiserin of the people. Political power gain plus 15, stability plus 5, weekly stability plus 1, war support plus 5, division defense on core plus 10. Victoria 3. Stability plus 5. And there we go. And she has a fancy hat. What more could you possibly want? Alright, chat. Well done. You persuaded me to do something good. Yeah, I hadn't realised that she had the Mackinson hat. Fair enough. Fair enough. Long live the Kaiserin. We need more hats with skulls. But, are we the baddies? Right, we need radio. Yes, we do need radio.
Befehle!
Training is finished. Wilhelm wagon's well on the way. Alright then. So, during this moment of quietness, I am running a multiplayer game on Saturday if any of you wish to join in. It is open to the community, any of you are free to join. It will have La Resistance, you do not need to own La Resistance yourself. Basically, as long as the host has the DLCs, then all of the players will have it too. And I have them all. So, if you wish to join us, then head over to the link here, and also be sure to sign up on our Discord, which is where everything will be hosted. I have not allocated nations yet, so basically everything is still open, so be sure to go sign up for that right now. If you want to play multiplayer with myself in the community, it should be a really good game, so yeah, it'd be a pleasure to have you join us, so do it. A number of communist delegates from around the world met in Paris today for a founding conference, laying the groundwork for what will be known as the Fourth International. And Portugal's having their civil war. Greater Portugal versus the Kingdom of Portugal. What are the sides like in this? I'm not going to be able to see, am I? Kingdom of Portugal has fairly substantially more troops. Oh, September 38. You know what else I need to do? I need to start my agency going. What are we going to call them? Seeing as we have Vicky 3, I think it's only right that Paradox is the spy agency. They are the ones who are truly pulling all the strings. Gotta be Victoria 4. There's no skull as a insignia though. That's disappointing. People's Agency, the Mad Hatters, Victoria 4. Any other ideas? Just got here. How did we get Victoria? By doing all the things that require to get Victoria. Which included really, really hurting myself with the non-naval path. We had to basically get an alliance with Britain and then do a bunch of decisions. Definitely not a spy agency. Might as well call them Gestapo. That has some pretty bad connotations. Phantom. Right, well, I am thinking that this is a perfect opportunity to do what I know you all love. A new poll! What is the agency's name? So we've got Paradox. We've got the Mad Hatters. We've got the Baddies. Stasi. The Goodies. I think we'll go with these three. These three are pretty good choices. Victoria's Secret, okay. I'm glad you got that one in there, Crash. That is an excellent one. The Heart of Darkness. I have a feeling Heart of Darkness will be a bit long. Alright, well those are the 5 choices. Content does not meet guidelines. In what way? Well, apparently we can't do this officially, so I'm going to have to trust Straw Poll. This is going to be interesting. I suspect because I had Victoria's Secret. Yeah. Okay, so what's the agency's name? Victoria's Secret, the Baddies, Paradox, the Mad Hatters, or Heart of Darkness? Here is the link. Vote, vote, vote. Get your votes in. And I'll give you about 2 minutes or so. So vote, vote, vote. Get your votes in. So while that's going on, I can say that, again, we are doing a multiplayer game. If you wish to join in the multiplayer game, head on over to that link and sign up. Set your nations that you are interested in playing. You have 3 choices and then I'll basically allocate them after that point. We are playing on Saturday, the 29th of February from 5 PM till 2 AM, which is basically my entire stream time. So a 9-hour game, though we'll take a break at 9. Probably a half hour rather than an hour, though. Is it a landslide? I'd be kind of surprised if this wasn't a landslide. Yeah, this is a landslide. Alright. So, yeah, it looks pretty likely that Victoria's Secret won. The baddies got 2%, Paradox got 2%, Mad Hatter's got 5%, Heart of Darkness got 6%, and then Victoria's Secret got a mere 56% of the vote. No, sorry, not 56, 86% of the vote. Ha ha ha. 86% of the vote. So we're going with Victoria's Secret. And... which icon? It's got to be the bow, really. And there we go. Done.
Ihre Befehle.
Wilhelmwagen has been built. Now let's go and grab Reichsautobahn. Oh, except I can get research. No, we should get the research slot. Our industrial expansion and other recent advances might allow us to conduct more R&D in parallel. And let's take a look what they're doing. The French Union. Oh, they've gone down here already. What negatives does France still have? Still got victors of the Great War. Full employment, though they're about to lose full employment. No, they're not. They're going to be saddled with that. French Union doesn't get rid of it. Okay, I'm curious what French Union's going to do. Let's save here because I'm very curious. Is this basically going to give them cores and everything? Oh, we can deploy units. We probably should.
Bereit.
That's her secret, the hat. She keeps it all close to her hat. Dive bombing, done. We'll continue down this path, particularly while we have it cheap. And motorized are finished. Excellent.
Angetreten.
Let's go and add those to Rommel's unit. Red.
Bereit.
You're red. You're purple.
Zuhören.
You're going to be green. Yellow. Yellow. Tank divisions are still in training. We can almost certainly get another bunch of infantry out. Yeah, I would say so.